There are words God speaks only once. There are words He speaks throughout the generations. One of those words is remember. Not because He fears we will forget information, but because He knows the journey ahead. He knows the wilderness. He knows the waiting. He knows the voices that will compete for our attention. He knows there will be days when faith feels distant. Before we ever reach those moments, our Father gently whispers, remember. Remember who I am. Remember what I have done. Remember that I have never left you. Come with me for a little while. Let us walk the ancient paths together and discover that every step has always been leading to Jesus. The Father never asked His children to remember because He expected them to fail. He asked them to remember because He knew the journey would be difficult. He knew there would be wilderness before there was promise, waiting before there was fulfillment, questions before there were answers. He knew there would be voices that sounded convincing, roads that seemed easier, friends who would not always understand, and moments when His silence would feel heavier than His presence. So before they reached those places, He left them with something stronger than fear. Remember. The Father did not ask His children to remember only the victories. He asked them to remember the way. Every step, every delay, every provision, every lesson learned when there seemed to be no answer. The wilderness was never wasted. It became the place where trust was quietly formed. Looking back, they would see that every step had been held together by the faithfulness of God. Remember not only where He brought you, remember how He led you. When the river had been crossed, God did not tell His people to forget the journey and move on. He told them to stop, to gather stones from the very place where the waters had stood back. Not because the stones held power, but because remembrance does. One day children would ask, what do these stones mean? And someone would tell the story of the God who made a way where there was no way. Every stone became a quiet witness, not to the strength of His people, but to the faithfulness of their God. The stones could remind the people, but they could not walk beside them. They could tell the story, but they could not write the next chapter. Generation after generation, the stones stood quietly, waiting, pointing beyond themselves, until the day another stone would speak without saying a word. Not a stone raised by human hands, but a stone rolled away by the power of God, and the greatest remembrance the world has ever known. Stepped out alive. When the journey feels long, remember. When the road disappears beyond the next bend, remember. When your prayers seem to echo in silence, remember the God who led His people through the wilderness, the God who made a path through the river, the God who rolled away the stone, is the same God who walks beside you today. Lift your eyes. The light is still ahead, and you have never walked alone.